No, I remember for the longest time, basically since I started, that gearing used to have like a much worse rendered model compared to other more newer models. Like there was a lot less polygons on the gearing than there were on like other ships like the battleship line and newer ships, and the gearing's handling was like absolutely fucking tragic because of it. But they did long fix that. Like it's been fixed for quite some time now, if I'm being honest. So she does handle a bit better than she did, but she's still on the barge end of things. I mean, not exactly Sherman or Elbing levels of tragic, but still, compared to something like a Shima, still pretty not great. So, what else do we have here? We have a FDR to piss us off. There's only one radar in the Alaska. Hindenburg is annoying, I guess. Harugamo, Gearing, Sherman, and Elbing for destroyers, and a Salmon to also piss me off. Of course, it looks like that carrier is going to be heading over here. Yeah, it looks fine. That carrier's hopefully going to go grief someone over by C. It doesn't look like our Nakamov spotted anything immediately going for B. This carrier is, please go somewhere else. I really don't want to get spotted here. And right now what I'm looking at is I just want to back into the cap right here. I really don't like going like that route. Motherfucker. I don't like going that route for going into A, just because it does. And oh my god, this fucking carrier. Because you do end up, if you get spotted, you're pinched up against a bunch of islands, and you basically have to run a gauntlet in order to get safe. But of course, these fucking planes are gonna be over here, and they're gonna be really fucking annoying. There we go. I'm gonna block, hopefully block line of fire from that Elbing. And there goes the FDR planes. I might end up having to burn a smoke charge if this fucking carrier decides to come back, or if this Odin decides to push around. Which it is looking like he might be doing. But like I was saying before, I really don't like having to go through that channel right there, because you do end up exposing yourself to a lot of fire, and you basically are forced to run a gauntlet if you want to try and make a mad dash for the islands here, and you're probably going to be taking a lot of damage for it. Whereas if you're like right here, all you have to do is, I'm just going to burn a smoke right here because I don't want to get spotted while capping by these planes. This could be very well easily be a wasted smoke charge, but I think it's worth making sure that we're going to be able to grab this. We're already down a battleship, although it is only a tier 8 one, to be fair. I'm going to launch some torpedoes right down there towards C. And the idea right there is that if any of these destroyers, the gearing is deciding to fuck off, but if any of these destroyers decide that they want to be cute and try and step into C and smoke up, which it doesn't look like they're gonna do, the Elbing might do it, just because it doesn't look like he's used a smoke charge just yet, and yes, in fact, he is doing that. So if he slows down and smokes up, he's probably going to be angling away from these guys, which might put him perfectly in the path of these. V turns. Okay, yeah, those are looking decent. They might not be. They are. Nice. There we go. Alright, so the Elbing down, and maybe hopefully the Sherman. It doesn't look like it though, because those torpedoes were all spotted by the Elbing. With that Elbing down, that's going to open up a lot of options for us, because there's obviously less guns on the enemy team. That's another destroyer that's down that's not going to be bothering us. Although it doesn't look like we have a particularly strong presence over on A. There's no destroyer over there whatsoever because our submarine just got, or he got a while ago, more accurately. But looks like our play might be heading over here towards A and trying it to slow down this push from the Harugumo and the Alaska, and possibly the Salmon as well. But this GK looks like he's probably going to be dying here, so I'm not too worried about that. And this fucking carrier, Jesus Christ. I actually am really tempted to shoot right there. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot, because that GK just went down. I'm gonna miss everything. Bruh. Oh, there goes his torpedo tube. Oh, there go my torpedo tubes. Don't we love torpedo tubes that have random health? That is the fucking one of the dumbest things in the entire fucking game, is these random health torpedo tubes. But whatever. I'm calm. It's fine. We're fine. It's okay. I didn't need torpedoes anyway. It's not like I invested into them at all, or anything of the sort. But whatever. Just a fucking bullshit game. But apparently that Harugumo ate a torp, and I think what we're probably going to be doing right now is, first of all, we're just gonna pray that one of these torpedoes might do something. We have a fairly nasty looking cross torp coming through that smoke here. Actually, yeah, this looks really nasty. It's a little less nasty just because of the spread from the distance that those torpedoes had to cross, but whatever. They've pretty much thrown the game at this point. What the hell was the third? What the hell was the third thing that I? Oh yeah, the gearing. I remembered the Elbing. I forgot about the gearing. And I looked. I saw I had 3 kills. So I was like, what the fuck were those? But one of them was the gearing from B that fucking knocked out one of my launchers with 1 fucking salvo. But that's fine. This Alaska should be dying to this Harugumo. He in fact does. I think we're just gonna go and try and keep this Hindenburg spotted for our Harugumo to just farm him down. I haven't really gotten a whole lot in the way of spotting damage, just because it is a carrier game, and spotting in carrier games is kind of suffering, just because burr planes. But we are going to get a little bit right here. We're actually probably going to get a lot, because this Hindenburg is melting really fucking fast. And those torpedoes were aimed accounting for him trying to bow in a little bit, but it's not going to happen. He's just going to fucking die while doing a gamer turn. That was a 9-minute game, by the way. Is that good or like no? Is 700 XP good or like no? 150 XP on a ship that has boosted base XP gains because people are fucking trash at playing them, and you get 150. Is that good or like no? Fuck it, we ball. We're getting another one because that game was fucking AIDS. So we are going to move on like that never happened, and we're gonna pray that I don't int into a fucking epoxy div. So that's fun. And there's of course carriers because of course there would be more planes because of course there would be Venezia and Napoli because of course there would be fucking Hayate, Gearing, Sherman, and Lushun for destroyers, and we get a blacklisted Z-52. So that is a bit yikes right there. So I guess this might be another example of just the true 180s that this game can pull on you, where you go from stomping the enemy team into the ground in 10 minutes to having fucking 2 carriers and one of them's an epoxy person. So they're going to be at least competent. On the bright side, none of these other ones look particularly threatening other than the ships that they are. I've never heard of any of these clans before, so I do know that one, but that one's not in a good way, so maybe we'll get lucky there. Now, what I think I honestly might do, he's not going to be able to cover the cap with radar, but I think I might go and smoke up our Salem here. Because if I can smoke this guy up and he can pretty effectively get his farm on while I spot for him, that should be pretty, that should put in a decent feral amount of work. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to lay this smoke right here for our Salem, and we're going to pray that he's competent enough to take advantage of it, and that the enemy Immelman's not going to come over here and grief us. Those are the two things we're banking on right now. We're just going to launch some Make-A-Wish torps out there. We're basically white lining this Ohio. They hit, if not, whatever. This Salem is turning out, which I guess to his credit, it's a good thing because it's going to give him an escape route come when that smoke fades, but still, I would prefer him to be in a better position to farm out this Ohio or this Napoli. I'm also obviously not running the unique upgrade for the gearing, which is something that is a little bit of an interesting point of contention. Is the unique upgrade good in randoms, or is it a comp only thing? And my answer to that personally is I would only recommend using it in competitive, because in randoms, for the same reason that I recommend speccing against RPF, is you're best off. That's really funny, honestly. You're best off speccing for maximum combat potential. So you're building more for DPM and dealing damage, reload, etc. As well as your basic core stuff like concealment and survivability expert. But other than that, you're basically speccing your ship around DPM, whereas comp builds are specced around RPF and survivability, because in competitive you win by not dying more often than not, and then in randoms you win by killing the enemy, and then the build philosophies of both of these different formats reflects that, because like I just explained, comp builds are focused around survivability and random builds are focused around DPM, so there's that. We are going to be able to pick up C right here, basically uncontested. I am going to launch another set of Make-A-Wish torpedoes right here, which is something I normally don't ever recommend doing, because I think you're best off trying to save your torpedoes for a more solid target solution. But the reason I'm doing that is because the Napoli is just sitting there behind an island, because Napoli things. And then the only other targets are this Schlieffen and the Ohio. And this Arpiamato is heading this way, but he's probably going to turn up and around when he hits that island. So I'm really not going to have much in the way of any torpedo targets for a while. So I'm just going to use those torpedoes as a Make-A-Wish set. And that maybe I might get lucky with nailing the Hayate. It's not going to be the Lushun, but maybe I get lucky, maybe I don't. And in this case, I did not, which is unfortunate, but oh well. That is the nature of Make-A-Wish torps after all, and that is why you call them Make-A-Wish torps. Our Yu Yang looks like he's face checking the Lushun there. Good luck to that guy. The enemy gearing does go down, and we are now having to deal with C getting flipped, and that's going to be difficult to deal with just because of the potential of it, first of all, being the Sherman, but also with the Napoli right there, with those sap secondaries to piss us off. It's so far not looking like it's going to be the Schlieffen, or not the fucking Schlieffen, the fucking Sherman in C, based on those torpedoes right there. Those definitely look like Hayate torpedoes, and then of course the Sherman is spotted over there. So we are gonna probably be face checking a Hayate in fairly short order right here. Our fucking Schlieffen just donated. That's fun. These typical Schlieffen players. This Napoli might do a gamer turn and eat some of those torpedoes. That would be nice. It's not looking like it though. No. I highly doubt we're gonna really be able to do anything about C here, because they do have a Schlieffen walking. They have an Arpiamato about to walk. They have carrier focus coming over here. So I think I'm just gonna smoke up first of all before these torpedo planes can spot me. And we're gonna try and get our farm on a little bit, assuming we don't miss everything again. And hopefully if we can force a DCP from one of these guys, and if they eat any of those torpedoes, that would be very nice. But it's not looking like it. We do end up dropping off of RPF, so that tells us that this Hayate is probably like rotating away, like somewhere around there, because it's most likely switched to that Yu Yang is the most likely cause. And we are not gonna get lucky. That is really unfortunate. I'm gonna take a risk here, and I'm gonna use this smoke as a curtain to try and get my farm on these ships again. And the reason I'm not being detected right here is because this smoke is actually... Oh, fuck me. There's an Ohio there. Never mind. We're gonna have to use this island to block line of sight from this Ohio. We're just gonna have to tank this bit of damage because we're a fucking dumbass. But anyway, as I was saying, this smoke is blocking line of sight, even though it's obviously not blocking incoming shells. These types of smokes are what you refer to as a smoke curtain. That's what's like blocking line of sight, and that's what, for momentarily anyway, stopped me from being detected when I shot there. And And that's what you call soft cover. And hard cover would be something like these islands here that's not only blocks line of sight, but also blocks line of fire as well. So that's the difference between hard cover and soft cover. Right now, we do have a pretty decent target solution as long as I led these decently. Which the Schlieffen is going to turn away from mine, which is fine. But he is going to turn straight into these torps from the 52. Or he's not, because the 52 underled the hell out of those. Well, never mind. I guess it's the thought that counts. And those torps run out of range. And this Napoli fucked off, which is fine by me. This Ohio is most likely taking... How the fuck did the 52 get spotted there? Did he shoot like a fucking dumbass? What the like, how the fuck? Even if he's a fucking Lighthouse 52, who's not running any concealment modifiers whatsoever, he still fucking is plenty safe from being spotted on the surface unless he shoots. That's... Why the fuck would you open fire in a 52 on low health on a fucking Schlieffen? Okay, whatever. And I also think we're throwing this. This Ohio's not a particularly ideal target because he is bow in. So I'm just going to have to deal with this. I don't think I'm going to be able to slip by slip in between the Napoli and the Ohio safely unless this Napoli dies. So I think what I'm going to have to do to start is I'm just going to have to try and land a flood on this Ohio and then force his DCP. And then hopefully land a permaflood in between the alpha on the 2 torpedoes. And then the flooding damage. And then, of course, any damage that he might end up taking from the Yu Yang or the Montana. Hopefully will be enough to put him down. And then we can step back into sea. No flood is really unfortunate there. And this Yu Yang's not being detected, that's good. There's only 4 ships left on the enemy team. Well, never mind. Our fucking Malta's gonna have to put down this Hayate. Oh, my fucking god. Okay, I see how this is about to be. Their Immelman does go down at least, so that's good. If our Yu Yang can get into B, I can kill this Ohio. I think then I can run at C, but I don't have any engine boosts. I'm just gonna have to hope I land a fire here. I'm gonna have to hope that these Yu Yang torpedoes can put him down. Which they do. So that's good. Now it's just a matter of... Yu Yang, you don't need support. Between the Malta and the Yu Yang, they should be able to kill that Hayate, who's most likely going to be heading for A, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's going for going to defend B from the Yu Yang, which no, the Malta is being spotted right now. That Hayate has to be like somewhere around here. And now I'm just gonna have to make a mad dash for C, with no speed boost. And our Malta needs to get the hell back, because there's a fucking Hayate, like, somewhere around here. And there's 5 minutes left in the game. So assuming nobody dies... Well, never mind. And our fucking Malta just sails right into fucking Hayate Torps. Or, never mind. Okay. That is actually... That should be game, actually. Because our Malta just kills the fucking Hayate now. Now, Malta survived the Hayate Torps, even though it didn't look like he was going to. And now the Malta just griefs the fucking Hayate. That's literally it. The Hayate doesn't have a smoke or anything. And there's 5 minutes left in the game. He's like fucking 5 kilometers from a Malta. He's basically dead. And he has a Yu Yang running at him. So that is that got hairy there. Honestly, if this fucking Hayate doesn't int his fucking torpedo launch, I think we very well might lose this. Because even if that, if this Malta dies, which, by the way, that DCP has lasted like fucking 10 minutes. Actually, that Malta might very well die here, in which case we might not be on a 1 cap or a no cap win. Now this fucking Yu Yang has to kill this fucking Hayate. I'm going to be able to step into C here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to tilt the scales. Our Malta is just going to have to hover that smoke for... Okay, we will be able to win on points with the time that's left. As long as this Hayate doesn't get into A, which this Malta is going to, in his dying squadron, he's going to get a little bit more chip damage off of the Hayate. And actually, he's going to get a lot of chip damage off the fucking Hayate. Jesus Christ. He's playing the game after he's dead, by the way, but we should win this. Because even if this fucking Malta ints this torpedo, this rocket strike, which he might, because he's striking a Asin Hayate, who looks like he's slowing down. Yeah. Our Yu Yang has a very substantial health advantage on him, and knows where he is. Whereas this Hayate currently does not know that there's a Yu Yang running at him, unless he has RPF, of course, which is very plausible. I do believe we were getting RPF'd earlier, and I don't think it was any of the other destroyers, so I actually believe he is on RPF, but it's not going to matter because there goes the Hayate. Okay, that got a little hairier than it needed to be, but we pulled it through in the very end. Credit to this Yu Yang, he did do very, very well towards the end there. Killing that Ohio helped me a lot. Running down the Hayate won us the game, so all's well that ends well, I guess. And our fucking Malta, so. And the 2 Schlieffens placed at the very bottom. And the 52 who thought it would be a good idea to gunfight another Schlieffen. So that is going to be enough for today. I am about to have a fucking aneurysm from the stupidity of, wargaming codes. But, yeah, that is going to be enough for today, so I will see you tomorrow.